Hey y'all, Brandon Hewitt here with BRandom Fishing, and we're going to be doing a random rigging video today. I've been fishing with these Z-Man Finesse FrogZs, and I love this frog. It's not too big for the little fish to eat it. I've caught some big fish on this frog. It's got a good profile when it's floating on the water. It's an amazing frog. It's got a great hookup ratio. It's weedless. The only downside to this frog is trying to find a hook that'll work. So I started out using these owner rigging hooks in 2/0. And it's like the perfect size. It fits in the frog real good. But let me show you guys this real quick. The hook shank is so smooth that the Elaztec just slides down. So even on the cast, like the bait would slide down and like ball up. You'd rig the hook on like this, and then even on the cast, it would just slide down. Like there's nothing stopping it. It's so slippery, it just slides like crazy. My fix for that was to use my fly tying kit and tie on a little piece of monofilament, almost like the owner cover shots. So I have that hook right here, and you can see I got that little piece of monofilament right there, and that does a great job of holding this frog in place. But it's a lot of work. So you have to get the hook, and then you got to cut little pieces of monofilament, you got to get a fly tying kit, wrap it up, and then tie yourself on like a little keeper for the frog. Now this actually works really well. Let me put it on there and show you guys how it looks. You can see how that keeper keeps that frog in place. It won't slide down. So I really like this hook. It's just a lot of work. So I wanted to find something like out of the package that would just work great for this frog. And the owner cover shot hooks in 4/0 were working really good with the Pop FrogZ. I really liked that hook. It was just too big. So I made an order and I got these Gamakatsu Rebarb hooks right here. And I got them in 3/0 because they didn't have 2/0. And I think a 2/0 would have worked out really well. But the 3/0, it worked out great. So let me rig up a frog and show you guys what that looks like on this hook. So on these rebarb hooks, you can see that little plastic keeper right there. That's going to keep that frog from sliding down the hook shank. It's not an extra wide gap hook, but those frogs, they're pretty narrow. So you don't really need that extra wide gap to give that fish that extra bite. This hook had a really good hookup ratio. So you can see now that I got that hook all rigged up on that frog, you can see how it's holding it in place. If you don't have a bait keeper in place, it's gonna slide down. So we got the Elaztec frog on the homemade hook. Let me show you a clip of a fish that I caught with this setup. There's one. Oh, that's a nicer one. Holy crap, that's a big bass. Come on up, stay up, stay up. Oh, that's a nice bass, you guys. Oh, whoa, whoa. He's barely hooked right in the tongue. Dang, that's a big bass on the ultralight, you guys. Holy crap. All right, guys. This is my biggest bass ever on an ultralight. Look at this. Look at his mouth. That is a big bass. Like. And then we got the Finesse FrogZ on the rebarb hook. Let me show you guys a fish that I caught on that setup. Got him that time. Yep, that one got him. Oh, there's so much fun on this BFS. Trying to get him out of that stuff. That's a nice one. Come on, buddy. All covered in weeds. Look at that. Whew. Full of energy. Haha. Yes, that was cool. This spot is awesome. They're like, these are fat bass. These are healthy ones. There we go. Ah, that barb is something else, man. Whew. That is a nice bass right there. Yes, sir. So you guys can see that like both of these hooks aren't the perfect scenario. This one's not a wide gap hook. It's real hard to keep like in the bait. You can see by the angle of the hook, it wants to like pop through. So you're fixing this bait, like making sure it's rigged properly quite a bit. Just making sure that that hook point's not coming out so it stays weedless, making sure it's not buried in the side of the plastic so you miss a fish. And then this hook, the owner one, it's kind of a lot of work to use the fly tying kit to tie on a keeper. So we're still on the hunt for that perfect hook. But these are two good ways to use these Finesse FrogZs. And I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I hope you learned something. And remember to fish, learn, repeat. We'll catch you on the next one. All right, so I got my scale here and I want to see how much the Finesse FrogZ weighs with the Gamakatsu hook. We got 0.16 ounces, which is 4.5 grams. And then that frog with the owner, now this is gonna vary a little bit depending on how much threads you use and what kind of mono you use as the keeper. This is my homemade hook, and it's pretty much the same weight, so 4.5 grams. This is a really good frog for BFS fishing.